My name is Benjamin Krause. I'm a composer and pianist. I'm currently living in Holland, Michigan. As a classical composer, in air quotes, I'm really still inspired by a lot of the composers from the early 20th century who were grappling for the first time with sort of a breakdown of the tradition or a splintering of the tradition. Like we're all trying to deal with the interaction between tradition um, and the contemporary trends and what's happening now. I've never really considered myself a fast writer or composer. I always like taking a lot of time to think about things and kind of linger in the realm of possibility with what I'm going to be working on. It was definitely a microcosm of my usual process, which is I spend a lot of time in the beginning, typically brainstorming and sketching out lots of different ideas. They may or may not be related to one another. Um, it really in my head is kind of like a web of different possibilities. In this case, knowing I had 2 weeks and some decisions to make quickly, I spent about a day doing that. I think that it helped that I could make some specific decisions about the piece right at the beginning. And once I had decided on a few of those top level decisions, it all kind of worked out. I felt like the 2 weeks was the right amount of time. It was a good reminder that to write something quickly, it doesn't mean you need to necessarily spend more hours in the day or lose sleep or like concentrate harder. It doesn't mean necessarily for me that I have to like put more into every hour that I'm working. I think what it really means for me is making some big decisions early and kind of like setting the tone for the project or setting the main goals. During the composition of this piece in early June, this follows right after the murder of George Floyd and the resulting protests, and just this great kind of upheaval I think that we all saw and are continuing to see in this country. My second movement, it was a response to that. It was a response to just kind of the sense of mourning, the sense of that we're going through this struggle, but we're striving to hopefully turn a corner and see a better day. The title of that movement is actually taken from Another Country, the novel by James Baldwin. And so I was just thinking about those issues and how it related to our current national situation. And so anyway, it ends up being a very lyrical, almost bluesy expression of sadness and I think maybe a little bit of hope.